Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome in to the CSC Racing League. Apologies for the long intro. We've got a bit of a different format tonight, and it's taken just a little extra time to get everything ready to rock. But welcome in to Watkins Glen for tonight's CSC Touring Championship event. It is the Rain Masters at the Glen. This should be fun. My name is Soji Sakata. Of course, I am the S in CSC. And tonight, as I said, it's going to be GT4 cars. We've got Mustangs. We've got Porsches. I think we might have an Aston Martin out there. And I know for a fact we have a BMW. So let's take a look at our competitors. Let's take a look at this track and the conditions we're going to be racing in tonight, because that's going to be the story of the night, is the weather. Of course, I will be racing tonight. This is another driver's eye cam. This will probably be the last one for the season, so enjoy it while it lasts. But that is my Ford Performance Mustang Dark Horse GT4. That is my ride I call shade. Let's go through the field and see what else we got out here. We've got Brian Moore in the... Is he going? Oh, he's coming down pit road. I thought that was going backwards up pit road. Or up the straightaway. In the Porsche Cayman GT4, I think that's a Cayman, isn't it? Either way, in the Porsche, that is the Rexy tribute of Brian Moore. Right behind him, there's Zach Davidson. I knew we had an Aston Martin out here. He will be in the Aston Martin GT4. There is Chris Hood in the vintage bomber style Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Derek Hilker also rocking the Porsche tonight. He will be in that green and white machine. Oh dear. There is the white BMW, the motionless in white, I should say, of Cameron Romano. And right behind him, he's missing a whole front end. That is the gold and black Moza and W machine, which of course means it's Gary Greenlee. I believe that's everybody in the race so far. Am I missing anybody? Oh, Frank. We got Frank Weinset. He is not... thought I was missing somebody. Frank, I've not seen him on track yet, so I'm not sure. I believe he's in the Porsche, but I cannot verify that, as Hilker wrecks it. Toes back to pit road. So, let's take you guys out here, and let's go over the track. As you can see, we have rain moving out of the area. Now, this will reset. This practice session is a mirror of the race session. So, we're about 35 minutes into this practice session. The rain has come, it has gone. And it has started again, and then gone again. So it's kind of coming and going. The rain's going to come in and out a bit. That's going to keep the track state kind of interesting and a bit weird. There will be a pit stop to make. You do have the options of changing to the dry tires. We can change the dry tires over when the time comes. So, that is in play tonight. Obviously, one mandatory 4-tire and fuel pit stop will be coming this evening. Let me take a look at the rules here just to make sure. We do not have a stage break. However, we do have 20 incident points will earn you a drive-through penalty. At 40, you will get another drive-through penalty. And if you hit 50, you're done. Park it. You won't get a choice. That's it for you. And yes, drivers are able to pit at their own discretion when they feel like the track is dry enough to swap to the dry tires. So, be ready for that. It's going to be an interesting race tonight. We have 3 faster pairs to use this evening. There is no green-white checker. This is a timed race, a 1-hour timed event. So, we will race for 1 hour, and whoever's there at the end wins it. It's as simple as that. Not much more to it. So, as you guys have been watching Greenlee make some laps here. Is Frank on track yet? Yep, there's Frank. There he is in the Red Bull Porsche tonight. So, we've got a bunch... Oh, wait. I just realized I don't have trading paints on. Whoa! Davidson drifting the Aston Martin around. Hang that Vantage out, buddy. See if he... Uh-oh. That didn't sound good. Oh, Greenlee blows the motor. And all files up to date. So these are active paint schemes. And they're all accurate. Cool. Well, let's take you guys around. This is the boot configuration of Watkins Glen with the bus stop. So it is the full and longest version of Watkins Glen that you can drive. Pit road limiter engaged, wipers keyed if I need them. Woo! GT4 cars may not be as strong as GT3s, but they certainly are not a slouch when it comes to horsepower. This, of course, the Mustang. They are all on a similar level of performance, though, so don't be surprised to see cars of different makes level punching with each other. It is not uncommon to see it. As you can see out my rear view mirror, we have a lot of water coming off the track, so it is definitely still wet. Hard on the brakes, down to third gear, cut across the curbing, be careful, it's still really slick in the curbs because they're holding the water. Whoa, just like that. That's how you're going to see a lot of accidents tonight, folks. Lots of spins, lots of simple, minimal mistakes caused by water just being under your tires when you least expect it. You can see how loose the car is. The car simply cannot put its tires to the ground. There's water in between them. And that makes for a very, whoa, just like that. See the car dive left even though I had the brakes on and the wheel straight. It's a tricky little track to run this, and it's even trickier in the rain. Track should dry up eventually. The question will be when. Right now, clearly still too wet for the dry tires. That much of a puddle out there. This place would be like an ice skating rink on full slicks. Got two lap times, 2:09s. I'm third right now with a 2:10, but it's dried out a lot since I've been out here. Let's see if we can put down the fast lap. In the rain, I was a good 2 seconds faster than everybody. At least on the board I was, so I'll be curious to see if we can best it. We're already 5/10 faster, make that a, or not 5/10, make that a full 10. So, we've got some speed here tonight. See if we can take... Uh-oh. Oh, no! Whoa! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Just saw my life flash before my eyes. That was close. Oh, yeah. Track is much drier now. 2:08.6 from Davidson and the Aston. What a lap. Full 1.5 seconds faster than I have gone. What a lap from Zach Davidson. Somebody likes the rain. And tonight is going to be a battle of attrition. Not just with your competitors, but with the track itself. This track is going to do everything it can do to undermine your ability to drive the car. Just like that. Yeah, and there goes my good lap. Saved the car, but at the cost of all the time I had built up. And actually cost me a half a tenth, or a half a second there. Not good. Track definitely still very wet. This is when it's most dangerous because it will catch you out when you least expect it. See the big slides out of the corners. Tire pressure's right front, actually still cold. Surprisingly. There it comes up to temperature. Just as I say that. Oh yeah, we've got a lap for Davidson in the tank. It's not going to be this one, but we've got a lap for him. As Davidson sits there at the exit of 1 watching me come by. That was close. If we can take this Raising Cane's RZN Golf Ford Mustang to the top of the leaderboards here in the practice session. Does it count for anything? No. Do I want to do it just to say I did it? Yes. Better lap through there. Much better. Look at the time go green. Perfect. Absolutely aced that one. There's all that wonderful time we lost that last lap. Because we've got, I believe that's Hood in front of us. It is. Hood with a good showing here tonight. Second on track so far. Certainly seeming like he's pretty comfortable in that Ford Mustang. Zach Davidson gets you some of that lap. And I have more in the tank still. Let's go. Top of the boards. This is what makes this race so tricky, is the rain. Right there. Look how much time I lose because the car won't turn down the track because I get down into the water. Water may as well be like ice right now. You hit it, you have no control. The car is moving so fast, the water sipes from the treads of the tires cannot evacuate that water fast enough to get your tires back to earth before more water fills in underneath of them. That is the phenomenon you've heard so many times called hydroplaning. And it quite literally means you're riding on the top of the water instead of driving through it. The car literally glides up over the top and you ride along it like an ice skater. And of course that makes traction bad. Very bad. Right now it's even trickier because the wet spots, you can't really see them. Keep my eyes open, we have a yellow ahead. Slow car off right. Yep, it's Greenleaf. I got him. Cool, clear him. No worries there. Bad corner there. I went a little wider than I wanted to. There's another couple tenths I got back out of it. I think 206s are definitely in reach. Curbing is going to be our enemy tonight. Stay off of those primary colored curbs, the red, the blue, and the yellow. They will spell disaster for your night as they are full of nothing but that slick, slick water. And of course they're already a grip reducer because your tire is on the ground less of the time riding up over those bumps. So it makes it go from bad to worse. Can't get on the gas that soon. Hilker and I doing battle out here. It's kind of a good matchup right now. Sorry I went quiet there for a minute. I was focused on not wrecking the car. Top car ahead of us. It's on the inside. It's Greenlee again. Got him covered. Bad through that section. Hilker's Porsche better through those S's. He's got that rear grip I do not possess with the front engine Mustang. Well, he fell for the bait. Ah! Nuts! No! Sorry, Derek. Wasn't trying to wreck you, bud. Damn, I wasn't trying to hit him. I wanted to just battle with him there. Damn. Whoa. Oh. Okay, yeah, yeah, I deserve that. Okay. Well, you get the point. What happened there? I want to go back and watch that incident with Hilker. I want to see what I did. Was that me? Yeah, I swung out wide. That was on me, 100%. Oh. Dang. What do you do? Oof. What a hit. Hood coming through the debris. Oh, man. That's alright. Results. Eight minutes left to go. I'm not sure this is going to dry out enough for dry tires. Alright, we're going to... Let's do a little experiment here. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think dry tires are going to come into play at all. It's still so wet out here, it's almost undrivable. Turn. I don't think these tires are very grippy. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. That's how you know it's wet. Obviously, I was doing the burnout on purpose, but watch the difference in speed as you just watch the tires not grip the track. Right here, you can see the car's just plowing. There's no grip. The wetness on those tires just doesn't turn. Not even an iota of attempt to save that car. I mean, the tires are spinning, but it's not even slowing down. Unbelievable. I'm going to keep it real with you, chat. I think my strategy is going to be to run about half the race, come in for a fresh set of tires.
Hey, Cameron, when you go out for qualifying, check the
info, track.
The track conditions.
Lightly
see if it
wet.
says dry. If it does, go to dry tires. For the race, it should be like this, where it starts out wet and hopefully transitions to dry.
If it starts the exact same weather pattern,
Noted.
I'm going to be willing to bet that this is going to be a wet race all the way through. We got 5 minutes left in this practice, which is supposed to mirror the current session, or the race session starts, and I don't see a world in where I stand on the, or where I go to the dry.
Right now, the track condition is lightly wet, so people can go to dries if they want, or stay on wet, for in case you hit puddles and, still where wetness is.
All right. Well, with 5 minutes remaining in practice, I'm going to take a quick restroom break, so I am ready to go for the race. I will leave you on the most exciting... Actually, let's go with the focus on crashes. That ought to be entertaining. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Apologies for the delay. Like I said, only thing worse than your car needing a pit stop when you're in the middle of a race is you needing a pit stop. So. Oh dear. Greenlee's having a heck of a time with it tonight. He's wrecked that car a bunch. Frank Winesett putting in laps. You hear him short shifting that thing, sounds like. Keep the RPMs low and the grip high. Smart choice. Currently 6th out of the 8 on track, 2:10.078, but he has not put in a ton of laps. I take that back. He's put in 13 of them now. Still trying to find his footing out there tonight. Just have to see how he does in the wet. Frank, an experienced endurance racer, definitely has experience on the wet stuff. His cohort Hilker in the pits getting fresh tires. Moore sitting on pit road along with Romano as Hilker pulls away. The Mustang making beautiful noise as Hood goes down into the toe of the boot.
When we go for qualifying, don't go out yet. I'm going to check the track state and say if it's considered dry or not, and then let people change their tires before heading out.
Don't worry about the qualifying time if you see it up here at the top of the track.
Unless you
we
want to
will
be a
not.
hero and risk it for a biscuit, and then
Oh.
go to be on wets and it be completely dry, or be on dries and there's still it still says it's wet. So.
Trying to see. The fronts. So the black sidewalls are the wet tires. Hilker is on. Those look like slicks.
Oh no. Anyway.
Interesting. I'm looking to see. Oh, that was my messed up lap that I had. Alright, well, either way, we'll find out here. Gonna switch over to the qualifying session. See how the track state changes here as we go. Track looking much drier than it did before already here at the end of the practice session. It does dry out significantly more. Lightly wet is what it is still registered at.
It says lightly wet. So do whatever you want to. If you want to risk it, go for it.
Interesting. I am going to sit here since we have a couple minutes. I'm going to look at the track state across the... actually, you know what I'm going to do? I know exactly what I want to do. This is going to tell me everything I want to know. I'm satisfied. I know exactly what I'm doing. Alright. Let's lock in, chat. It's definitely drier, but I'm pretty sure I made the right call. Now, will anybody else be brave? Or will they not be brave? That is the question to ask. Oh. Still very slick in that corner. All right. Oh, mama. There are definitely sections of this track that would inspire wet tire or dry tires. However, I stayed on the wets and I do not regret my decision. I feel like I would be on roller skates with the dries. Green flag. We see a 2-lap quali session here. Stay away from that curbing. Track definitely still wet, but now it's attackable wet. Now you can really start to go at it and see what you can get from it. Alright, there we go. Come on. Let's go. Able to put the power down to the ground a lot better than we could in practice. As the track finally reaches a drier state. Much more drivable than it was before. Not fast by any means still. On dry tires and dry asphalt, this race would still be considerably
By the
faster.
way, I will be ending qualifying at the 10 minutes, even though it says like 30 minutes. So don't sit around thinking you're going to get a lap in by sitting around for like the end of 30 minutes.
That'll be 1 lap down. Alright, yeah, we've still got 4 minutes to set our qualifying second lap. Bad corner, really bad corner. That's going to hurt our chances to lay anything better down. Last time by was a 2:07.8. Solid lap, but somebody's certainly beaten that, I'm sure. Come on, little car. Really on the limit of grip there. Super close. That was the one corner I missed on the last lap. That gets me another 10th. Better exit. Come on, can we get 2 more tenths out of this lap right now? I think we can. Oh, huge. Another 4 tenths out of that lap. Perfect. Bang. So far, P1 by a full 8 tenths of a second. Love to see it. Well done, little Mustang. Keep bragging. Hey, I was just trying to put down my best lap I could, and I'm very happy that I did.
Hey, Soji, go look at the end of my qualifying run.
Uh-oh. I think we all know what's about to happen here. And boing. Oh my goodness, he went over the... the way that car broke. Your best lap is faster than my optimal? Are you kidding?
Boom, confetti.
That's insane. I mean, I knew I threw down a decent lap, but I didn't think it was going to be that much of a gap. But that can all change in the rain, my friend. 8 out of 10 for jump, 10 out of 10 for landing. I agree.
Advancing.
All right. Hilker, Moore, and Hood not setting a qualifying time. Well, chat, we're starting from the pole tonight. That'll be fun.
By the way, there is no stage break. There'll be no stage points. Drivers, if you feel the track is dry enough to make a pit stop, you can switch to dries. Otherwise, look at your fuel and see if you need to pit for fuel. I don't know.
So no mandatory pit stop if you don't need it?
Correct. I thought the track was gonna dry out much quicker and allow for that. But if it doesn't, and you feel like you can go to dries, then pit and go to dries. If you feel like it's better to stay on wet, stay on wet. There will be no penalty with that.
Copy that. Thank you. Alrighty. So, no mandatory pit stop, although looking at the fuel...
Go ahead and advance to the race session.
Looking at the fuel, 20.5 laps. I don't know if that's going to be possible with what we have. We may not be able to make the end of this...
That'll be around 25 minutes. You might have to go for a splash and gas or a splash and go at the end.
Correct. That's what I'm looking at. It's going to be close.
Turn off engines.
Alrighty. Well, as I said, chat, this is more than likely. I think Hilker blew his laps by mistake. He's fast, though. I agree. Him and Frank and you are my 3 to watch right now. Because you were the fast 3 in practice. Alrighty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Watkins Glen International. And now, it's time!
Let's go. As I said, more than likely this will be the last driver's iCam of the year. So, we're 1 for 1 on victories here. I would love to make it 2. Let's see what happens.
By the way, at 20 incident points, it'll be a drive-through, 40 incident points, drive-through, 50 DQ.
Indeed. So 15 gets me 20 laps, which should be about 40 minutes in total. By that logic, 7.5 gets me 20 minutes, so if I add 10 gallons, that should get me to the end. We're going to go to 12 to be safe.
Yeah, I'm going to give myself a deal out. I don't trust myself starting up this far in the grid.
Alright.
Alright.
We will see what happens as the race goes on, what I want to do with pit strategy.
I'm going to pull over in the bus stop.
Hey, Cameron, just below the bus stop. You'll be fine. Yeah, and there's also no caution. except for sectional cautions, no full course yellows.
Indeed. So you will get local yellows, but we will not get a yellow flag for a wrecked vehicle. We have 3 fast repairs. So if something happens, we do have a couple of bailout, get out of jail free cards, but that does cost us a trip down pit road, which we do not want to use. We also have to keep in mind that this is rain, so we have to be careful. Make sure we have enough car to drive at the end, because to finish first, you must first finish. Those flashing green lights on my dash indicate traction control. If you see those flashing, it means that the tires are trying to spin.
One other thing for Soji and Cameron, there will be no black flags cleared. If you get a forward black flag, give up the time penalty because I don't want to inadvertently hit the button the wrong way and throw a yellow.
Copy. Alright, Davidson on my outside. Let's hope. The NASCAR race here was for a long time known as Go Bowling at the Glen. Let's hope nobody decides to do that down into turn 1. Pace car's going to pull off, which means it's going to be go time here in the Rainmasters at Watkins. Let's go racing. Davidson's super brave to go out onto the curbing on lap 1 like that. Very gutsy from the driver of the Aston. Jesus, I can't see anything. As Davidson blows the course right there. That will undoubtedly be a slowdown penalty.
That is not the optimal line, boys.
I had a hunch that was going to happen as late as he braked, but he had committed to that line, and I'm surprised he got away with doing that as much as he did. I hear behind me is a wreck, but I am not interested. Alright, this end of the track is not raining as badly now, which is good for us. If you're wondering why I'm not running the optimal racing line, that's because it doesn't work in the rain. Water dictates that you do something a little bit different, and that's run where the dry is. Wet tires work best in the semi-dry. If you're in the deep water, they just start to flounder. Like right here, I have to be very cautious not to get back on throttle until I see that matte section of track, and that's where the car is going to do its best work. Patience is the name of the game. If you've ever driven on an old dirt back country road, you'll know what it's like to pilot one of these machines in the rain. At least a little bit. Get out onto the front stretch. We're going to get off of that outside line because there's a whole bunch of standing water over there and it will suck you right up into the wall. And that's how you go from having a good day to a bad day in a big hurry if you're not careful. Wipers back on, back into the rainy end of the track. This should eventually fade off here as the race goes on. That rain will stop falling entirely, but for the moment, still fighting the same problems. Kill the wipers again. It's only down in turn 1 right now. That water should not stay for too much longer. 1.1 second gap overwind set. Hard down onto the brakes into the bus stop. Over the curbs. As I said, want to avoid the curves for the most part. However, weirdly in the bus stop, it keeps the car straighter, so it's easier just to drive and not use the brakes or try to turn it. Debris on track ahead, I'm told, by my iRace control. More than likely a cause of the wreck that happened there last lap. Wineset gaining a worryingly good amount of time on me here. Not sure where he's beating me, but... Boy, he's really hanging that thing out back there from the look of it. He is much braver through that section than I am. He's definitely gaining time on me through the penultimates. As I said, Wineset expected to be a big threat here tonight. Him and Hilk are both with a lot of rain and racing experience in endurance racing like this style of race is. They are actually the main drivers behind Team Raceline, the team that a lot of us run for in endurance races. So not uncommon to see him doing well right there. Finally able to use my position and a little bit of a smoke screen effect from all the mist off my car. He falls to 2.1 back. I have a little breathing room again. It's weird trying to talk more while I race. I'm usually pretty quiet. That or slack jawing about something else. Come on, little Mustang. Track feels like it's drying out already a little bit here from just the sheer amount of track activity we've had going on. That's where he's beating me. He's beating me on the drive off of the corners. No surprise using that Porsche's rear engine, rear grip advantage to his benefit. My benefit, heavy front. My front tires plow into the water a little bit better than his will because all of my weight's right over the front axle with that big lump of 5-liter Coyote V8. Also gives me a distinct horsepower advantage on the straightaways, although I do have more weight to haul around.
By the way, if you pit, you can apparently get 32 laps of fuel in your car.
So fuel not going to be a factor then. Greenlee had to come into pit, my guess probably for a fast repair due to damage, as it's far too early for a traditional style of pit stop. Thanks for the clean pass there, Gary. Nice show of respect from the competitor there. Come on, Big Shade, come on. Call this car Shade, as my big NASCAR Mustang is its older sister Shadow. They were the same exact make and model of Ford Mustang Dark Horse, so it seemed to make sense to nickname them similarly. Rain beginning to fall heavier on the circuit here again. We're seeing more of it across wider berths of the track at this point. However, luckily for me, doesn't really change what I was doing from before because all the wet spots are still pretty much the same. All the water pools in the same places, which means changing anything would be fruitless and futile. Mainly clears black flags for Hood and more. Unsure as to why, but not worried about it. Lap times are falling off now. Line set back about 4 seconds now as Hood comes out of pit. That would be why they had blacks cleared. That makes sense now. I guess is Hood and Moore getting tangled up in a multiple car incident, if I had to guess. I am far enough ahead of the pack that I may not get those warnings about wreck behind. It's not the extra rain I mind, but it is nicer when you don't have to look in between the wipers. I will be glad when the rain ceases to fall. Alright, come on, kid. Another good tip, if you ever have to race in the rain, don't white-knuckle your steering wheel. It just makes the problem worse. Line set. Must have had a problem. 11-4 back all of a sudden. Whoa. Pay attention to where you're driving, bud. Not sure if he had a spin or what, but that is a far larger gap than there was there before. And he's dropping fast. Maybe a spin. Something definitely happened to the 20 of line set. Unsure as to what. This is the difference between watching as a commentator and watching as a driver. As a commentator, I would be all over that right now. As a driver, that's in the rear view. Only focus is out the windshield. Whoa. Definitely more rain falling than before. Starting to get some new wet spots finally. Got to be a little more careful now. Unbelievably slick track. Car just pitted behind me. Wind set to pit road. Oh dear, oh dear. Hate to see it for the man. Getting Discord pings like crazy. Unsure as to why. In the moment, not my problem. Everything else goes out the window. Whoa! When you're at the wheel. Chris Hood, only car on track near me, 3.9 seconds back. Greenlee clears black flags for himself. My guess is probably a, honestly, I don't even know. I'm not worried about it right now. Romano, second car in position now, 25 seconds back and gaining. Anytime that sunshine wants to spark, I would be welcoming it. Starting to get a little brighter. Maybe this is the end of the rain. Right now, it's just getting worse and worse out here. Wetter and wetter and wetter some more. Kid, I was always told rainstorms were just God and his friends having a water balloon fight. hope they finish soon. I'm tired of looking between my wiper blades. Hard to really judge if I'm gaining on Romano or not.
No more rain races, right?
Says the man who decided to make this a rain race. You brought this on yourself, Gary. You got no one to blame but you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a great time.
I'm not saying anything. Well, I am having fun. I'm not saying that on the radio and jinxing anything. That's how you get yourself in trouble. By opening your big fat mouth. Golly, it feels like the rain's really sticking around longer than it did in practice. Lap time's down nearly 8 seconds from qualifying, which is the difference between lightly wet and moderately wet track. Really makes a huge difference on track. Wineset pits out. He's back on track in 4th. He'll be about 40 seconds up the road from me now. Romano actually gaining time to me a little bit here. I think. I was 25 up on him, now I'm 24.5. He's picked up about a half a second. Quiet focus here a minute. Hilker DCs. That will be the first non-finish of the night. I will relegate him to an 8th place finish for 2 nights in a row, unfortunately. I don't think he burned through his fast repairs that fast. My guess is that was out of frustration. Hate to see it for the man. Rain should be moving out of here soon. Finally, we get the word from the spotter. Rain will clear soon. That will soon mean open season on some of these corners as they decide to dry out over the course of the next 30 minutes. Without a mandatory pit stop, all I have to do is gas and go, which I am stoked about. Romano dropping back, must have had a spin. See his relative dropping like a stone. Fueling up now should get us to the finish. I'm not going to come down yet. No more rain on the windshield. Love to see it. Ah, so much better. I can see now. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh. Yep. Wipers back on, please. Whoops. Hey, hey, hey. No, 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 no. Grass is bad. Grass is bad. That was close. That would have been a race wrecker right there. I built up a sizable lead, but one wreck ends it all. Certainly not unsurmountable by the rest of the field there. All I have to do is mess up once. Stable and smooth is the name of the game. Oh, you don't. See the tire missed from Moore's car about 10 seconds up the road. Enjoy the wiperless half a lap here before they have to turn back on once more. Our first glimpse of Moore. Ooh. Definitely more up there with the bright green Rexy livery. Smooth and steady. Just about 1/3, actually a little over 1/3 of the way through this race finally. 33, about 34% down now. Might be it for the rain, finally. Dry tires. Boy, you guys sure are optimistic, aren't you? The crew chief asking me if I want to go to dry tires yet. Absolutely not. I'm still driving out here in a swimming pool most of the time. I'm betting I'm not going to see the dries. I'm just going to go straight to gas and go and call it a day. Gapped from Romano by another 2 seconds. That's good. Alright. Track will eventually start to dry out a little bit from here. Back to the wipers as we start to catch more here, as this mist is going to make my visibility hell for the next few minutes until I can try to get by him here. That'll be a slowdown for more there. That is a black flag offense to go out that side of the track right there. Not sure how he's getting away with that, but whatever works. Uh-oh. Oh no, Brian! Wow, that was scary. Hate to see it for the man. That will be a tow back to pit, I'm sure. I doubt he'll be able to drive that thing after that kind of impact. Although he's still sitting there, I could be wrong. Oh, he got it moving again, okay. Surprising from more there. Didn't think that card survived that kind of impact, but more power to you. Brakes are very unhappy with me, squealing like a mother right now. I'm gonna call that more incident my my Code Brown moment of the race, brought to you by Dude Wipes. Because I genuinely thought he was going to hit me there for a minute. Forgot to say that at the time, because I'm in driver mode right now. Quite frankly, I was focused on not hitting him. Alright, come on now. Wine set back in pit again. Not sure what happened there. Really starting to feel the track dry up now. That's nice. Whoa. First time I've been caught by that. That was close. Romano now 44 seconds back. Keeping tabs on that gap, so I know, make sure I'm still keeping pace. So if they start catching me big time, I know something with the track state change that I missed. I need to be aware of that. I have enough wiggle room to be careful right now. It would be foolish to disregard that information. Track state definitely starting to dry. You can feel it getting faster now. Oh, catastrophically faster. Love it. Attack mode engaged. Love to feel it. Romano noticing it too. He's gained a little bit of time on me now. Really able to dig into that now. Oh yeah. Car's feeling very nice. Uh-oh. Oh. Almost got too aggressive there. Not my smartest move. That would have been a big wreck. I'm going to catch up to the seventh place car of Greenlee. See him up here in the distance. Sorry I went quiet. Was doing a little bit of mental math. Trying to check on my pit stop strategy here. 28 minutes left in the session. Pit stop is becoming imminent as I only have about 6 laps of fuel left in the tank. I had about 20 when we started. I've gained an extra lap or so from how slow we were going in the rain. Off throttle so much really ended up costing me some time. But at the benefit of not costing me a bunch of fuel. Come on now. I think I'm going to run the tank dry, and I will worry about tire strategy at that point. Uh-oh. No, Gary. Oh no, and he spins it again, trying to avoid me. Oh dear. I can appreciate the courtesy of him trying not to hit me there, but I feel bad that that happened when it did, because I think he kind of ended up wrecking because of me.
That's what happens when I look in my rearview mirror too much.
Oh no, Cameron wrecked. Davidson now moves to second, 54.2 back.
I was talking to chat. I was like, Cameron, I only had a little bit of an oh shit moment because I almost followed your line.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Warren Greenlee on pit road again. Not sure what happened
As you
there.
can tell, I'm not very good at this, but I'm trying.
Hey, you're keeping the car clean, which is more than what most of us can ask for.
And also considering I have absolutely no experience in the GT4s. And this is only my second race I've ever done in wet weather conditions.
And we were one of two drivers in that race that had to race in pure wet weather conditions.
Yeah, thanks, iRacing.
Any more times around I'll have before a pit stop.
I don't even care. I'm fucking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
And Brian Moore disconnects. He'll be credited with a 7th place finish this evening. Definitely frustrated by the wet conditions here today. Unfortunate. Wet weather can certainly be a frustrating thing to deal with sometimes. Fuel light finally comes on the dash of my GT4 Mustang. Still leaving a trail of mist behind me. That is my indication that dry tires are not in play. If you have mist and no... Whoa, hey, obvious dry line on the track, there is definitely no call for dry tires, although it is getting better. 2 laps this time by. My tires aren't really overheating. Pressures are staying pretty level. So I think I'm going to take a fresh set of 4 wets and run to the end with it and hope it's enough. Curious to see how long Davidson's going to run this thing. I know he doesn't have enough fuel to get to the end. We all started with the same thing, and I do not believe he is pitted. Could be wrong, but I don't believe that Aston Martin has gone down to the attention of its crew, just like me and my Mustang. Alright, come on now. Yep. A 10-lap margin on fuel, so I will be golden. Have to pit this time. Where is Davidson? 54 back. No choice but to pit this time by, as I am out of gas. Pit, 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 says my crew chief. I think we will take that fuel as well as the 4 tires. I don't see any reason not to. Taking tires was definitely the right call to make. Davidson goes around. I don't think he pitted yet, though, so he's got to come down for tires, right? Or fuel, right? I have enough to get me through to the end of the race and then some. Davidson 3.5 up on me. Whoa, hey, right. Cold tires, cold tires, cold tires. I see a message in the chat. I cannot look for the moment. I apologize. I will read it when I am done. All tires very, very cold still. Davidson's almost got to be coming to pit this time by, I would think. There's no way that Aston's that much better on fuel. He's driving away from me just a hair. What? Did you already pit, Zach?
The world may never know.
He must have then. Alright, it means I gotta drive up there and get him.
Yes, I do.
How the hell? Well, shit. Now I got work to do.
I had a major spot of trouble on like lap 5, so I just decided to dive in.
I got the fresher tires, now I gotta put them to use. Problem is, the faster I go, the faster he's going.
Now the real question is, how many of y'all actually gambled on dry tires?
I set my fastest lap, and Davidson does the same on the same lap. You gotta be kidding me. "10 minutes, 4.4 seconds. Hopefully that little bit of lap traffic will hold him up long enough. He already got past. Damn, slid him. Keep those right, left sides down on the water. Keep them cool. His hood goes for a ride and destroys the front end of his Ford Mustang. Holy crap, he's fast in that Aston. Good grief. What? Gary, you might want to fix that.
It ain't doing shit. I just turned it on to take a look at something and to make sure that it would stop crashing.
Okay, never mind then. Lost a little time there, bad corner. Bad first corner. Running out of time. I gotta do something. I gotta do it quick. I'm not gaining enough time on him here. He's gained pretty much his whole lead back thanks to my bad first corner. Damn, I'm gonna have to get really gutsy here. come on. Five minutes just ain't enough. Damn it. Excuse me. No, I missed the corner because I sneezed. Damn it. I'm gonna need a gift from him here. I can't. I can't even be mad. He's driven flawlessly. I really wanted to win this thing, but I'm not going to give up on it, but good race. Yeah, you as well, Chris. It's gonna be Zach, I think. I don't think I have anything for him here. Ah! You gotta be kidding me. I just don't have enough for him. He's too damn good. White flag, we're not going to get one more? You're kidding. Damn it. All right, Davidson, I'm going to make you work for it. He knows I'm coming. No! Fuck! That's it. I gave it everything I had, guys. Good race, Zach. I just wrecked it. I got nothing for you, bub. Well done. Reeling him in, but I just got on the throttle a little too fast.
I was gonna say, thank goodness you spun because I never changed tires and I am feeling it right now.
I was catching you too, but I ran out of grip on that last corner. I thought I had a little more than I did, and I mean I didn't hit it hard, just hard enough to barely knock the toe out of it, but the time loss is too much to overcome.
Good race, everybody.
Well done, my friend. Good win. And the second place for me, certainly.
I can't believe I survived and held on long enough for P3.
Hey, Cameron, sometimes it's not being the best, it's just being consistent.
I'm just like NASCAR in this instance. I'm consistently inconsistent.
By the way, why are you not in the Discord call?
Oh, because I was in a totally different Discord server in a VC when I launched in.
Okay, no problem. Bitch.
Hey Gary, it takes one to know one. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I love you, Gary.
We need paramedics to turn 1 and a police officer to escort Frank Wanstead to the jail for murder.
Typical Red Bull liveries.
All right.
Soji, whenever you get the chance, go and look at that. Holy shit.
Let's go take a look at. Oh my God. Oh! Good grief, what a hit. Shoo-wee. Nasty, vicious strike. What's this? Okay, not worried about that. Alrighty. Well, let's pull in our race winner. Zach Davidson, welcome back to the broadcast booth. Well done. We've had two really good battles, and we've both come out on top of one of them. You got the better of me today. How bad were your tires there at the end? Because I knew you had to be hurting.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So my tires, my front right took a beating. It was at 60%, but my rears were at I think 48 and 53.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was giving it everything I had, and if you hadn't gone around, I'm telling you that I did not have a second, 1.5 seconds. That wasn't enough of a gap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would have got me.
I think we would have been.
How bad the turn in was.
I think we would have been right at the line, if anything. Because I mean, I was catching you, but only incrementally, because my tires were 80% basically all the way around, and those short few laps, my tires burned up fast. And I'm going, man, I was pushing it, giving it everything I had, but I didn't have enough sauce for you. I think what got me was that I waited too long to come into pit because I thought you didn't pit either. And I'm like, he's got to be coming down at the same time. I'm going to run these things to the end. That way I got the freshest tires for the battle at the end. And you didn't pit, and I'm thinking, what the heck? There's no way he could have already pitted, right? And sure enough, you had and caught me out bad.
That was my goal there. I think it was lap 5 or so. So obviously I was up in the front fighting with you right at the beginning, and I ended up slipping. Thank God didn't take nobody out, you know.
Yeah.
And the second I fell behind you, the rooster tail on these cars in the wet, I was blind. I could not see, so I was like, I'm gonna fall back, and then I kept trickling further back, fell behind Cameron, and then going through the last couple corners coming through the boot, I ended up getting loose and spinning out, so or almost spinning out, and I was just positioned perfectly to dive into the pits, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I did a splash and go, didn't bother with the tires because I still hadn't really even warmed them up really, and after that, I was thinking to myself, my only goal is I need to make up time on you. Because if I make up some time on you, maybe in the back of your head you won't be thinking I already pitted, so I'll be able to gain enough to kind of overshoot you in the pits or undercut you there. And it ended up working out well.
Excellent gamesmanship, my friend. You played that perfect, because I didn't think you'd pitted yet. I noticed you'd fallen back, but I had gapped Cameron natural, and you were right there with him, and I thought you two were battling that whole time, but I was so far up the road I couldn't see. So by that point, I didn't know you'd already come down and got your pit stop, so I'm thinking, I'm going to run this out. He's got to come down with me within a lap, and that'll put me right back to where I was for an easy drive to the finish. I'm not going to have to, I'll just stay steady. There's no way you'll make up 50 seconds at that rate. You stayed out, and I'm like, that Aston must be getting better fuel mileage. So I came out, and I'm like, all right, 3-4 seconds back, get the tires up to temp. He's going to pit. I'm going to blow his doors off. And that's about 2 laps later is when I keyed the radio. I'm thinking, there's no way that Aston's that much better on fuel than I am. How the hell's he doing that? And that's when you said you've already...
It was actually worse.
The second you said, the world may never know, fuck, he already pitted. Damn it. So, and I gave it everything I had in that last stint. I was absolutely caning the Mustang. That was everything it had, and I didn't have the sauce for it, unfortunately. I didn't have enough.
I'm pretty sure if you didn't get it, yeah, so you and I were definitely running for it at the end. So your fastest lap came on lap 24, 4 laps from the end at a 2 minute 8 second 0.19, and let's see, mine was
2:08.112. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that was on 25, the very next lap.
Fighting.
Oh yeah, I was so close. I want to go back. No, that was a different one. Never mind. But yeah, that was a absolutely wild race. I really thought I had a chance at you too, and I just that last corner I came around, and I had gotten grip there every other time before. I must have caught a little patch of water, and it just slipped on me. I had it caught. I locked it down, but I just bumped the nose on that inside wall. I'm like, damn. I thought if I'd had 2 more laps, like I thought I was gonna, I saw we were coming around. I'm thinking, we're over 3 minutes right now. We come around to take the white at 2 minutes. I mean, I doubt they're going to throw the white there. So I should have 2 more laps to try to make this up. You know, I was gaining on you a little. And it comes out white. I think that made me push just that tick too hard. So, damn.
Yep.
But
no, I knew if you smelled blood in the water, my day was over. So
I
was doing everything I could to stay up there.
I said it a couple times. I'm like, man, I'm going to need a gift from him here because I don't think I have enough for him here. And sure enough, your tires started falling off, but I could not capitalize on it. So, well done, my friend. Good, a well-earned win, and, man, I enjoyed leading as much as I did of it. It's not often you get to see a 50-something second lead on your relative over second place, but that was, if I'd have known you'd already pitted, that would have changed my game a little bit. So
that's why I was trying to be secretive.
You were certainly successful at that. Well done.
I'll see you in the next race. Hopefully we have just as strong of a battle.
Hopefully. I don't know if I'm running any more this year or not. I kind of stick to just running the road courses right now because they're kind of my bread and butter. I'm trying to think what else is there this year in this league. See if I don't think I'm running any more of them. Schedule. Tonight we've got North Wilkesboro and the SK mods, which should be fun to watch. Kern, the Asphalt, and the SRX. Charlotte in the next gen. Daytona and the old 87s. Eldora and the dirt UMPs I might run. That'd be fun.
It's not the well. Remember, we might be changing. I haven't updated, but you said that the super lates.
Oh right, super lates. Yeah, we might be switching that to super lates, but I may still run that. That was
also,
fun.
It's not the SK mods. It's the Wheel & Tour NASCAR mods, the more powerful ones.
Oh, okay. Same body though. So
yeah.
Okay, good to know though.
By the way, I'm posting to here once I get to my screenshots for the thumbnail for the shot or for this VOD.
Oh yeah, I hadn't got a picture. I'm sorry, Gary.
Oh no, that's good. I just went back to turn 1, lap 1 when we were all there. I put it in side chat. So, but yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, you all did good and that. But part of me was like, yeah, I don't think we need to do the rain anymore. And then there was a lot of people going, a lot of the drivers were like, yeah, that was a good challenge, and for some of them.
There were a couple who had some frustrations tonight, but there were a couple of them who really had some fun, me being one of them. I think that was it was a fun challenge, and it really made you buckle down and try to drive safe and hard.
Yeah, and as I was saying, I wish I had left the weather settings, what I had them prior to last night, where it would have stopped raining at the start of the thing instead of progressing 15 minutes in, to where the track possibly could have dried out. But
yeah, because we got in the practice session, and I'm like, at the very end, I switched to dry tires at the very end of the practice, and I'm like, okay, yep, not even considering dries now. This is not going to dry out enough. I never even looked at them.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's like whenever you're setting them up, and this will go for anybody that's ever looking at setting up these races. It's not one of these things. As soon as it stops raining, it insta dries. Like, it takes the water. Now, if we had say 30, 40 cars on track, it would have dried out much quicker.
Oh, that changes the game immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at the end of practice, you could see a lot of broken spots. And it was like, could I go to dries? But, you would have had to have babied it. And it just, unfortunately, each track will be different. Like, coming out of turn 1 at their pit road, that's where all the water from turn 1 drains down the hill. That's where the S's drain back into the
big old catch basin. Yeah.
Yeah, the chicane doesn't have really a good place to quickly drain. Same with that stretch. That would be the sole, I guess, of the boot. And that, but yeah, over practice, I saw that hill coming out of the heel onto the regular part of the track where it was starting to dry off, but then it would be on the outside of that straight heading into penultimate and not on the inside or vice versa. But, yeah.
Hey, I'm 8th in the points and I've raced twice. How about that?
Well,
I just opened that up. I'm like, hey, all right. I know nobody else behind me has run all the races, so I'm the top runner of everybody who's run part time. So I can live with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like this. This was going into the boot. For a lot of people was different. But the main reason that I wanted to set this up is because if for some reason, any of this group does the 6 hour at the Glen, and it happens to rain in that session, we're not completely cut out. We know where the puddles will be.
Well, this isn't NASCAR. Any other endurance series runs the boot. NASCAR's the weird one that doesn't.
Yeah. But, I mean, now we know where all the standing water will be if we ever get back in. It was like that, the Daytona 24. I think we were in, the group that was in the, one of the few sessions where it rained. And, it rained at the end of Derek's. Luckily, he's good enough where he was able to go through and, get to the end of his stint with just a slide. But then, for Derek and DJ and Cameron, they didn't have, they were the only ones that were on pure wet. I think you were on, it had dried just enough for you to go on dries, didn't it? Or did you have to do one stint?
No, I was on dries the entire time.
Okay. Yeah. And that. But, and that's the thing. I think it's better to go in and, practice and know where the, like with this, even with the 8 cars, we saw how the track can dry, and we know where the spots are on this one. And it's just one of those you gotta do that.
Exactly.
That, and even a more basic thing with it too. It wasn't until halfway through the race that Chris realized that he was getting X's for running the quote-unquote NASCAR line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like his natural line that he's used to with running the NASCAR cars,
Well,
that's getting him X's.
well,
You know?
remember, it was doing that before season 2. It wasn't until like either the last patch, the last season, or the beginning of the season, one of the two. That's whenever they put in, and it's even Circuit of the Americas has that when you're doing like the West configuration or the one that NASCAR runs now. It gives you that little bit of extra. All the others still have that very tight
Track limits.
track limit. Yeah.
I think it was right around the time, if I remember, when NASCAR 25 came out, because they had to go through and update all the tracks. And it was right about then where they'd gone through and done the refresh that they added all the new track limits. But it's only to the NASCAR variants of those tracks. So since this isn't... Because I think if you go to Watkins and actually look at, like, track, like, configurations, I think they actually call it NASCAR or something or other at Watkins.
Yeah, they call it Cup.
Is that what it is Cup?
They call it Cup. Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was more to it than that.
No.
Maybe I was
now
wrong.
there is a NASCAR Classic, I believe.
Cup. There's Oh yeah, there is Classic, but that's just basically Cup without the bus stop. There's Classic Boot, which is the full track without the bus stop. You have Boot, which is the one we ran tonight, and then you of course have Cup, which is the traditional Cup layout.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I remember until iRacing, I'd never even seen the section of the Boot because I'd only ever run Watkins on NASCAR games.
Well, the only time I'd ever seen it was they were doing a car swap with Tony Stewart and Lewis Hamilton.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, that was the only time I'd ever seen any part of the Boot.
I wish they'd run the Boot for NASCAR. I think that'd be fun to watch them go down through the chute.
Well...
Hey, guys, I'll catch you later. I'm going to hop in with Trevor.
All right. Have a good night, Zach.
Thanks for the race, though. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good racing with you as well.
Trevor. Yeah, good swap of positions from Charlotte.
Hell yeah. Got you back.
But yeah, I mean, if NASCAR done that, it would be one of those... The road courses are already hard to watch with NASCAR Cup Series.
True. Would make coverage a lot harder.
Of those, and the fans would... it'd be cool to see, but then also a pain in the butt. Oh well.
Yeah, I get it. I know why they do it, but it'd still be neat. But...
Yeah.
Either way, I'll wrap up stream here and call it a night.
And I'm gonna stay here. I need to talk to you for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you all for watching. It's been a fun race tonight. Unfortunate, kind of sad I didn't win it, but you know what? Zach Davidson earned that one all the way through, so... we'll be back next week. Thank you all for watching. Have a safe week. Yeah, I can talk. Have a safe week for the CSC Racing League. My name's Soji Sakata. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week. Good night.